on somebody? Are you lost?
I live out here.
In Georgia, that Locust Grove police officer is engaged in racial profiling.
So, the reason I'm asking, we've been here how long? Probably 20 minutes?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah,
hadn't got any gas. You hadn't gone in and got any food.
No.
You parked at a gas pump. And I know the tank's not on this side. It's on the other side, right?
No, I'll never take this stuff gas.
So, what are you doing?
I'm just chilling. I don't want to go home yet.
The man explains he was talking on the phone.
I can't sit in the parking lot? Because I live out here.
Where you have some ID? Let me see your ID. Or is it in the car?
It's on me, but what's the problem?
The man is particularly surprised given his own knowledge of law enforcement. You see, his father was a Georgia sheriff.
I mean, you can make it super difficult, but you do
No,
have
I'm
to give
just,
your
I'm
ID.
just wondering why y'all. I've literally been on the phone just talking.
I know.
Go ahead and get your ID, and then while you give us your ID, she can speak with you. But you need to identify yourself, so go ahead and get your ID.
So right now what it falls under is loitering. So loitering, yes.
Yes.
Because like if you were like getting gas, waiting on somebody, like if you were doing anything other than just kind of like hanging out, it wouldn't be an issue.
Well, I've been on the phone.
We know.
This area is known for narcotic activity. It's known for criminal activity. So that's another reason why we're speaking to you. We want to make sure that's not afoot.
Right here, people will park. They'll go over there. They'll wait right here. They'll wait for somebody. They'll do it like that.
And under a
Bro,
street
you
light?
have no idea.
So,
Well,
Yes.
I live out here.
I believe you do.
wild shit.
You know, you have your ID with you.
Is the license or is the address on your license current?
The police say he was suspicious because another man suspected of drug crimes walked up and complimented him on his car.
Hanging out at the gas pump, not like you know what I'm saying? So we have to just kind of get out. Now if you to like take off and run as soon as you see us over here,
Well, why would I do that?
well, so that's it. That would add to it, but you didn't, so it makes it look a lot better. Do you get what I'm saying?
Officer Nicole Pitts tries to explain Georgia's loitering laws but leaves out key components. One requirement is that a suspect's behavior causes reasonable alarm or concern for safety and property. That was not the case here.
But I literally come here all the time. I live here. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, that's fine. But
That's
you can't
fine.
just if you're not doing any business, if you're not getting gas, you're not
But
going
I
to
was
get
actually
food.
finna go in there. I just had a phone conversation.
Well, that's cool. But now that we've had this communication, it's what they call dispelling the alarm. Now that we're able to figure out, okay, this guy doesn't have any issues or anything like that, then we can be by our merry way. But we never met you a day in our life. I've never met you.
I've never gotten
She's
out
never
with it.
met you. He's never met you. So we're just doing our jobs, what we're getting paid to do.
Officer Pitts then tells the man to leave.
All right, Mr. Lawrence. Finish up your phone call.
Well,
Go inside,
I mean,
do your business if you got to, and then head on home. All right.
Yeah, but
Second
that's
thing,
kind of
your
crazy.
look. It's
Like I've never.
Go look up loitering in the Georgia
No,
code section.
my father's a retired sheriff.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I know, but I've never.
like I said, this area is known for drug transactions. We're gonna make sure none of that's occurring here tonight.
I'm
So
literally in the public eye, and I haven't spoken to no one. And I know you saw the weird girl run up to my car, and I'm like,
yeah. They just came from a party
With a
down
bunch
in
of-
their
with a bunch
neighborhood. a whole ton of drugs, and we're sitting right
but
there
see,
with our blue lights on.
I do a lot of stuff in the community and shit, so my car is like really well known. I race at Silver Dollar. I do track events. I don't do no drug activity.
And like he said earlier, the reason we got out with you and asked you and didn't just like immediately throw you in handcuffs is called dispelling the alarm. That's all that happened.
we sat there for a while. We observed you. We were watching. Okay, this guy's not getting gas. He's not going in there. We're watching everybody come and go. So it already drew our attention. Then we saw somebody that we dealt with earlier with a whole bunch of drugs around here coming up to you. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So
and they said, hey, I see your
Right.
car everywhere because I live out here. They said, we see your car, SRT on the side.
Hey,
I said, thank you.
Which makes sense. And that's the reason why we came over here to introduce ourselves, dispel the alarm, make sure there's nothing nefarious going on. Now we're going to be about our way. Because if we thought something nefarious was going on, then we'd be going a whole different direction. You understand? But we have to dispel the alarm, make sure nothing nefarious is going on. You understand that?
I guess.
Have a good night, sir.
All right, have a good night.
The man then asks the cops for their ID cards.
I don't have one on me. I'm Officer James. It's Officer Pitts. That's Officer Mosley. I mean, and I definitely encourage you to go look up the code section, OCGA loitering. Loitering. Look it up.
The man did look it up, and then 3 days after this interaction, the Locust Grove, Georgia Police Department fired Officer Nicole Pitts. It's not clear if the driver filed a complaint against Officer Pitts and the other officers or threatened legal action. Nonetheless, this was the second time in 2 years a local Georgia police department had fired Officer Pitts. In October of 2020, as the headline says, Georgia deputy fired after pointing gun at handcuffed man's face. Quote, in a news release, Clayton County Sheriff Hill said Pitts had arrested a suspect who was handcuffed behind his back, but the man had refused to get into a patrol car. To make the man comply, Hill said Pitts held her service weapon to the man's head under his chin. In other words, in Clayton County, Georgia, Nicole Pitts used excessive force. In Locust Grove, Georgia, Pitts apparently used racial profiling, and she maintained an accusatory demeanor. The original reason that Officer Pitts gave in Locust Grove for stopping the driver was because he had been in the parking lot just as long as the police had. By that logic, wouldn't the officers be just as guilty of loitering and just as suspicious? But never mind all of that. The officer's description of the Georgia law was incomplete and vague, perhaps to hide their own misconduct. Kudos to Mr. Lawrence, the man targeted in this incident, for staying calm and cool. Also, it is relieving to hear that Nicole Pitts no longer works as a Locust Grove, Georgia police officer. One can only hope her record keeps her from other law enforcement jobs in Georgia and anywhere else as well. By the way, in Missouri, a deputy sheriff has lost his job after shooting a neighbor's dog. The dog's owner confronted the deputy.
We're back there doing yard work. We're trimming trees. He wandered over here and you shoot him? You killed him with a pellet gun? In a goddamn neighborhood? Are you a cop?
Watch that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.